Okay, hello and welcome back to part 2 of my Minecraft World tour. It probably just heard me clicking. It's been a while. It's been, I think, over a year. I think I made that first tour in like 2023. So there's been some updates here. Alright, so here we are. It has been a second, so I'm gonna kind of go through the older part of town one more time in case you didn't watch the first part. I'm not gonna go like into extreme detail. I'll start over here with our lovely bridge coming into town from this side. We got a gas station. This is like gonna be like our national park area over here because it's cool. Then over here, again, I'm not sure what was in that last one. I haven't watched it, so just bear with me. Over here, we're going to start having some single family homes up towards around like this side of the park over here. Just some, single family, nice homes. And then over here, you're going to notice that I have quite a few unfinished builds. So this is one of them. This is going to be a pedestrian bridge of sorts. Just takes you over to the other side. Of course, don't have anything over here yet, so just going to wait to finish that and see how to fit it into the vibes. Then we've got all of this, which I know was in the last one. Now, one change that I've made over here is with the City Hall building right here. It used to be all just this red nether brick, and it looks out of place to me. See how it was all like one color, and I might even go back and fix it on this side of the building, like with the roof, but I think this makes it look a little more blended and detailed into the city. It just kind of stood out like very bright red before, and now I think the dark has kind of brought it all together. Okay, moving on to the newer parts. Oh, we got some villagers out. Oh, I think he's stuck. Girl, you can get down. Okay. Anyways, so here we go. This is a building that was just empty shell last time, I believe. When I did this video, it was not done. But now the exterior is all done. I've added this kind of crown, modern-looking piece of the building on top. I'm assuming it's like office space for above the retail. And it is connected to this whole center by a bridge up above. So there's an entrance up there. There's also the normal entrance down here. So just add some layers to it all. Now, where do we go? Let's start over here. So this building, I'm still working on the base of it, but I kind of fixed up the top. See, as you can tell, there is no like lobby or outside area. It is an apartment building, so all of these are like balconies to the apartments. And so yeah, I really wanted it to feel like modern but also have an organic kind of twist to it, so that's why I made this. It kind of is giving like ant tunnels to me. That's the vibe. And then it shifts into wrapping around the building, kind of in like a cutout, and then just kind of coming to the top in a crown. I really like how that turned out. It was looking a little flat before, so I like the new top. Okay, here I've added in this small little park to kind of frame this block area, mostly for this building. As you can see, it is kind of connected to this walkway here. Got some bollards to keep the cars out. And yes, across the street from here we have this new building, which I'm trying to play with some angles, so I kind of built it on the angle of this street here, if you can tell. Yeah. So it kind of, I like the way it worked. I do think that it fits It's really hard to build at angles in Minecraft, obviously, because it is just 90 degrees, but I think I did a pretty good job of blending it in. This side is blank because it'll be attached to whatever building goes there. I think it's got some pretty cool views, especially of the tallest building in the city. Let's go ahead and just take a look. This building I literally finished last night. It has been just an empty shell, like it was just the white, not even like the diagonal, the linear stuff, it was just like plain. So I decided on a design and I finished it, and I really like how it turned out. It adds this like forced perspective kind of like height to the building that I really like. I just think it looks cool. This is actually the first time I used the new shelf item to make these like planter boxes, which I think looks so good. Yeah, I just really like how this building turned out. Moving along, we've got this building. It's like an older looking building, it's supposed to at least. But I still haven't put a roof on it, which I realized yesterday when I was looking over everything. So I guess I need to put a roof on it because top floor just has a lovely sky view. Now, this monstrosity right here. This is a shopping center. It's like a mall, plus this tower that comes out of it. Before I even go inside to show you, let me just explain how it is connected to the rest of the city. So this is going to be a hotel that I'm working on at the moment. As you can see, there's kind of like the carport area where you pull in, valet takes your car or whatever. You enter, this is the lobby. Downstairs will be conference center area, and then upstairs is just another kind of secondary lobby that connects into the mall here. So that is where that goes. Underground and connected to our tallest building right here, which I don't think was in my last video. So this is the tallest building in the city. Let me back away a little bit. So as you can see, it towers over everything else, and I plan to probably keep it that way. I like this one being tall and this one being tall. I might add a third pretty tall one maybe in this area, but it definitely won't be as tall as this one, I think. This one will remain the tallest. I think it has like 20 something floors, I believe. And I like the way it turned out. It has really cool views for the rest of the city, especially looking this way right now. I assume it will have cool views looking this way eventually, but as you can tell, that is a lot of space to fill in, as well as this island and like moving that way. I have plans for like all the surrounding areas, but it's just getting to them that is difficult. So yes, we have this building, and underneath there is this parking garage under here that is connected to that building, as well as, obviously I'm not done with the parking garage, but it is also connected to the mall on this side. So that is the mall parking. So let's take a look at this mall. I'm gonna give you a little go around here. Every side is different. So that is what made this build such a monstrosity to me, is just like the logistics of how do these walls all look and connect. And there's also like multiple entrances because, you know, it's a mall. I like to think that this is kind of the main entrance area. So we have one entrance that goes into a department store and one entrance that just goes like into the mall. So we'll enter through the department store first. It also has an entrance on this side. So as you can see, it's just a big room. We have this escalator type thing that takes you downstairs. And this connects directly to the parking garage, so people can park and come into their favorite store. Now, entering back into just the main hall of the mall again, we have two small stores downstairs, and you can look up at the rest of the mall up there. Here are the elevators, which connect outside to the parking garage here. And then this is like another main kind of lobby side. This is on this side. So over by where the hotel will be, this is like another lobby here. So you enter here, come through. You can either go upstairs through the escalator or take the elevator. I will just be flying up. So this is the ground, like the main floor here that we entered on originally. You've got the main department store. You've got another larger store here. This looks down to the lobby. And then on this side, we have another large store here, which is where the lobby is as well. And then we have this smaller store in the corner, which also has a exit/entrance here. Now, from in here, we can take the elevator or just go up one more time. Now we're in all the lighting. Now, let me go from over here. So you exit the elevator. There is a large store on this side. As you can see, this is where the tower starts to come into play. We have another store on this side. And then if you go out that way, that is towards the hotel here. So hotel entrance here takes you up to the 3rd floor. We have another walk-through kind of larger store here. And then above the department store downstairs, we have 2 more medium, smaller size stores. So that is our mall. You can take one of these elevators. One of them stops at the mall. One of them continues up into the tower. As you can see here, this first floor is actually like within the mall, so it just kind of has views of all the stores. I'm assuming this is some kind of lobby. And then moving up, it goes up and out. So that is our mall shopping center. It has this lovely plaza in front of it. It has a flag of our city, as well as this cherry blossom tree. Little place to sit. So I'm gonna turn it back to daytime. Okay, moving on. Let's move on down this way. So, if you remember these buildings, they were kind of just tucked right next to the hill, and they weren't really connected in a good way. So I made it a mission to kind of integrate these buildings into the landscape a little bit better. So you can come behind the buildings here. Obviously, I still had to make some large walls because it was like a cliffside. You can come through kind of between any of these buildings and you'll make your way to the back here. All right, we take these stairs up. They come to a few different landings that you can kind of view out. This one has another entrance to this building. So you can access the building from up here. And then we move up one more, and this is kind of the top platform for these buildings. I would say this is the last part that remains on the property of these buildings, and then it actually turns into more trails here. And as you can tell, I have updated my trail texture because I was originally just doing the shoveled path, but it just looked so not correct, again, like in the texture of everything. So I decided to kind of dirty it up a little bit, make it a little more textured there. So I fixed all of these paths up and just made them look a little more real, more worn in. All these animals up here. Okay, going back. Let's see, where are we? Okay, let's start over here. We've just got a few basic office buildings over here. This red one and this white one. These are really nothing to gawk at. Then we have this brick building over here, which, not the rain. Oh, okay, there you go. Sorry, friends, had to clear the rain. This is just another office building. It is kind of like imagine there was a more historic building and they kind of added the glass facade to part of it here. And of course, this is connected to the bottom plaza of our tall building here. You can tell that there's a little pathway, a little winding pathway that goes down into this plaza here, so that there's some connectedness there, so you don't have to walk all the way around the block to get down. Sweet. Now we're gonna make our way back over here. This is an office, not an office. This is an apartment building. that I think looks really cool. I think it really added a modern apartment building vibe to the city here. It is kind of multi-leveled as well, just because of the way the streets are designed here. So the main entrance is down here. On this corner, you enter. There's kind of lobby space here. And I assume one of these would be like a cafe, and one of them maybe is like a bookstore or something. Maybe just a general store. But they are kind of connected into the ground floor on the other side. Then on the second floor, there is an entrance up here. This is, I'm assuming, would be just more of like a residents only entrance, as it enters right into the hallway of apartments, right? So I'm thinking that it is more of a residents only entrance down there. Now, the rooftop, we got this lovely garden, which I know no one is actually up here, but I just thought it would be fun to add some, like, I don't know, agriculture, is that the word, up here, and just a little green space, because I also really like how it is matching kind of the height of the hill, and if you're up here, you can kind of just feel like you are in nature this way, right? Because I don't plan on building anything taller than this in this area, if anything at all. I also have an apartment in here that I've decorated just for my sake, just a little bit. It's not like extremely detailed, but I did want my own apartment on this side of town. I have a few kind of scattered throughout. Okay, now this building is a little bit of a monstrosity as well, but I love how it fits in. Let's go down to the ground level. Down here, we have this big atrium kind of style opening down here. Obviously, we have the big supports for the building. Here is going to be like a coffee shop of some sort, or some I don't think a restaurant, because I'll show you in a second. We actually already have a restaurant right next door, but probably some kind of coffee shop, or I don't know, something locally owned. So we have this small little plaza down here. Kind of just opens up this area, I think. Even though this building is like huge and looming, I think this is a good addition here, because I didn't want everything to kind of come to a point here because of the elevation and stuff. So you come upstairs here. You're kind of in like another plaza here. And then this is the main entrance for the elevator right up here. It will take you up into the building. This plaza right here, just between these two buildings, we have another building here. I really like how this one turned out. It's kind of giving old and new. I don't know. I added this kind of like side corridor over here, so this is like the main entrance, almost like side entrance on this side. But yeah, I just like how this turned out. I hope you can tell, trying to get more into detailing and making these places feel real and like full. So hopefully you're getting that vibe. Down here, underneath this building and across the street from our tall building, I added a little restaurant. So there was just kind of a weird space here. Like you can see there's like a triangle, and I didn't know like how to fit that. I didn't want to just put like a tiny building. So I decided, since this building doesn't have a basement, it'd be the perfect place to make some cool restaurant. And I'm assuming this is like some trendy restaurant because of the way that it is decorated on the inside as well as the outside. I mean, I would love to sit here, I think. I think that'd be kind of fun. The inside though, I think is fun. I use these like magma cubes and like a falling water wall. So like I think that this would be a really cute romantic little restaurant to have dinner in. So yeah, that is down there. If you have any recommendations for like a name for the restaurant, that would be fun. Honestly, any name recommendations would be cool. I have a few of the streets named, but really nothing else. Okay, here we have this older building, is what I tried to go tried to go for. On the ground floor here, it's a grocery store. I haven't put in any of the shelves or anything just because interiors have not been the priority at the moment. I've really been trying to fill in the skyline space. So yeah, that will be a grocery store eventually. Now, if you come around to the other side, another split level here, this is the entrance to the apartments, which all fall above the grocery store, so in this part. So you come in here, we have our elevator, which of course doesn't have an entrance to the grocery store, but it will take you up into the rest of the building. Now on this one, I really tried to play with texture, so I tried to do this like, imagine this side of the wall was originally brick, but it had been plastered over. And it's an older build, so the plaster has been cracking and coming off, kind of exposing the brick more and more through the years. And so that is kind of the vibe I was going for here, and I think it turned out well. Let me know what you think. I think the granite is a good like transition piece, but if there's another one that you know of, let me know, because I would love any tips on how to make it more realistic. Now this building next to it, also one of my latest builds. I just finished it maybe a day or two ago. It is inspired by a building in Louisville, Kentucky. It's not quite exact copy, but it is definitely inspired by. I really wanted to get some texture in there, so as you can see, I kind of used like blocks on the inside, so some of the floors from the inside do look a little weird because there's like random blocks just like along the wall, but from the outside I really love the texture that it added and the different color with like the teal and stuff. Again, I need to add street lights to this side of town because there aren't any. I only really have building lights. But yeah, I really like the way that this building turned out, even with like the height difference here and kind of connecting it up to the top of this street. I'm gonna give you a little go around because honestly, it looks different from every angle, and that's one thing I really like about it, is that it is very dynamic, like moving around. So here from this side, some angles it's a little harder to see just because of how other buildings are placed, but from this side, see, from this side it looks a little bit more just rectangular and like office blocky, but then from the front and like from the water side, it definitely has more of a shape to it, kind of a retro futuristic vibe. And I was actually really scared about the orange, about it looking out of place, but I think it blends really well, especially with the teal and the copper items. So the last part that we need to go over, I do believe, is over here. So this road, as you probably noticed earlier, looks unfinished because we don't have any sidewalks or anything really planned around it. But this road is important because it takes us over to this tunnel, which will go under the park and takes us out to this side of town. Now over here, I've started working on kind of a more detailed, definitely these buildings are at a different scale, which is bothering me a little bit, so I might stop making them this large after I finish this building. As you can tell, it does not have a back. It is just kind of open. But I think after I finish these two buildings, the scale will go back to how it is over there. It's just that I'm pretty sure this building is only 3 floors, but it is like the height of like a 7-floor building, so that is my issue. But yes, so this is going to be more of like a medium density, lower neighborhood. On this side, you can see I have a small like drive planned here. This is going to be like an alleyway. All of this in between is just going to be town homes, so like townhouses, maybe 3 to 4 floor townhomes, all in different styles kind of. So this part of town is going to be a little shorter, but I think it's going to be a little more realistic and bustling looking, a little busier, as I would like it to be. I think I'm just going to really work on kind of street feel on this part, which is kind of the vibe I'm going for anyways on the other side as well. Just how does the city feel from the ground, because that is important when you're planning a city, honestly. Like how does it look from here? I'm pretty sure I hit everything that I missed, or that wasn't everything that didn't exist last time. I'm pretty sure I hit. So I'm just gonna give you some cinematic shots from here. So thank you for watching. If you've watched this far, I hope you enjoyed. I will try to make it less than 2 years before the next update. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. Bye bye.